welcome to From the Heart Friday, session 185, with me, Jessica Brigden of DSP Creative Cardiology. Hello, hello. I hope you're having a great day. Another hot and steamy one here in New York for June 30th. We are coming into the July 1st weekend here. Whew, it's definitely feeling like summer. So I've got some fun summer cards for you today. We are wrapping up Stampin' Up's Designer Series papers now with 15% off their Designer Series papers. And we started the month with the Fresh as a Daisy Designer Series paper that is part of the Cheerful Daisy collection. And so we're going to conclude the month with that same amazing collection today too. I have a couple more beautiful cards for you with that Cheerful Daisy, Fresh as a Daisy items here. Hi Polly. All right, great. Glad some of you are joining me here on YouTube. I usually go live on Facebook on Fridays. Again, Facebook is just not cooperating, and so I didn't want to miss out on today's video. So I am live right here direct on YouTube, and hope that's working out. Make sure you comment, thumbs up, like, subscribe, all that good stuff so that I know you're here. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, so some fun summer cards. Again, using our Designer Series paper. Stampin' Up has so many amazing papers. It's one of my favorite accessories is paper. You can't have too much and it's all beautiful. And so I'm going to share with you two of my favorite patterns from the Fresh as a Daisy paperback. And I hope you'll enjoy them too. So let's get right into it. We're going to flip the camera. Like I said, today, June 30th, the very end of the month, I will be closing out my June host code this evening. That's 3HB9KFFX. Along with that, the 15% off Designer Series papers. That sale ends tonight as well. All right, all the papers are back in stock, and that includes the Countryside Inn, which was out of stock for a little bit last week. So sale is wrapping up. It is also the last day to take advantage of the Stampin' Up Starter Kit promotion. If you ever thought about becoming a Stampin' Up demonstrator or even just getting your products at a discount, I would love to have you join my Creative Cardiology team. And ending today, you can choose a bonus $30 in your starter kit. So you would get $155 of whatever you want, and you pay just $99 and tax for that. Your shipping is free. All right, so that ends today. And then kind of going into July, since that's tomorrow, my July host code starting tomorrow will be TPPR2ETH. And along with July, several things happening. I'll give you guys a little heads up. The July Paper Pumpkin Kit has a Fun in the Sun theme that will have fun fold cards. I'm really excited about this one. Also coming on July 6th are some new online exclusives. Some really exciting things. There's a horse and sleigh collection. There is a truck punch, a truck builder punch and stamp set, and a few other things. But I imagine that the horse and sleigh collection with the Designer Series paper and especially that truck builder punch are going to be super popular. So those become available first thing in the morning, July 6th. That's a Thursday. All right, I'll make sure you're subscribed to my newsletter so that you can get all the updates on that. And along with that, there will also be a bonus days coupon promotion where Stampin' Up will reward $50 purchases with a $5 shopping coupon, which is kind of something exciting, something to look forward to. So lots of things coming to a conclusion here in June and some exciting stuff to look forward to in July as well. Hi, Sherry. Hello, hello. Thanks for catching me live. All right, so like I said, I wanted to share a couple of my favorite patterns from the Fresh as a Daisy collection. Love, love, love this. Lots of bright colors, patterns. Great for your spring daisies, your summer daisies, your daisies all season long. All right, so a couple of my favorites. You guys know, you can even tell from my dress, Coastal Cabana is my favorite color. But close to that are two of my favorite returning colors, Lost Lagoon and Pretty Peacock. And this particular pattern has both of those colors in it. paired with our new in color copper clay. So we'll definitely be using this one. And my other favorite from this paper pack is this pretty pink pattern here. We have the new bubble bath paired with some moody mauve. Perfect for summer. So these are the two patterns we're going to be using on today's projects. And we'll go ahead and we're going to start with our Lost Lagoon Pretty Peacock collection or combo first here. All right, so hi friends, how are you? I have a half sheet here of Lost Lagoon, just 5.5 by 8.5. We're going to go ahead and fold that 4 1/4, sweet and simple. Summer is hot and sticky, and the air conditioning just does not reach back here in my craft room real well. So, so I don't like to spend a ton of time back here. I do most of my crafting out in the main kitchen area where it's a bit cooler, and make fun fast cards for summer. All right, so I'm going to adhere a layer of Pretty Peacock. Isn't that a nice combination? I guess my let's see, pull my lamp over here, see if that helps the lighting a little bit better. All right, so you can see how nicely these colors go together, the Lost Lagoon and the Pretty Peacock. Now, usually I go about 1/4 of an inch smaller, but I wanted to have a wider border of Lost Lagoon cardstock here. I'm showing from behind. So I cut my Pretty Peacock layer a little bit smaller, and I went to 3 3/4 by 5. And we're going to mount that right in the center. So you can see that gives you a 1/2 inch border all the way around. Let some of that Lost Lagoon peek through a little bit more. Now I cut my Fresh as a Daisy layer here to 3.5 by 4 3/4. And we're going to go ahead and just stick that down. And what I like about this Fresh as a Daisy paper pack too is that while you have one side printed with the daisies, the other side has more of a kind of a watercolor wash mixed color background on there, so you don't have to feel bad about which side am I going to cut, because if you like both, with this one I like this side and I don't really care about the other, so so that makes it easy. So I'll center that right in the middle here. All right, so we're going to make a fun little focal point for our daisies, and I thought to do that we are going to pull in, of course, our go-to stylish shape size. I'm using the second size circle, the second and third here, okay? So not the largest, but the second and third sizes. And I had originally designed this project with just some plain vellum cardstock. And then I noticed that I had my Vellum Basics pack sitting nearby. And I thought, well, why don't I try that? Because with the Vellum Basics, we've got these pretty vellum sheets that have different prints on them. And this one has a nice leafy print. Also in this Vellum Basics, you get the leaves, you get the polka dots, and then their third pattern is the stripes. All right, so it's kind of fun. It gives you a nice kind of a muted buffer between different layers of cardstock and designer series paper. In this case, our paper is quite bright, and so the vellum just kind of helps tone it down a little bit when we're making our focal point. And I thought those leaves would be really neat, so I used that second size stitched circle. I got a little too close to the edge because I was using a scrap piece, and this is 2.5, so honestly I should have gone with a 2 3/4 inch piece to have a nice comfortable cut, but we're gonna make it work for today. All right, and when you do the vellum, I'm just putting a little bit of adhesive right in the center. This part is going to be covered, so I don't have to worry about any of the tape lines peeking through. All right, so just do a little X in the center of your vellum piece there, and then nobody will even know there's that adhesive piece. And honestly, the part where I've cut a little bit close to the edge, we are going to use our Cheerful Daisy bundle here. And I'm going to use this fun little sprig die. All right, we've got lots of fun dies in here that go with this collection. I'm going to use this little sprig, and we'll die cut some elements, and that'll cover up that little part there. So no mistakes, just lots of room for creative embellishment. All right, so what I did, I did go ahead and pre-die cut a couple of these little sprigs here. Now, hi Carol, thanks for finding me. Caught me live. So what I did is I took the adhesive sheets. All right, if you haven't tried these, you definitely need to order a pack. All right, you get 12 6 by 12 adhesive sheets in a package, so it'll last you a long time. And you can cut these down to size. So I cut this down to a 3.5 inch strip to go on the back of my scrap of Pretty Peacock. All right, so I had cut my Pretty Peacock layer for the card, and then I had some left over. So I use this, put the adhesive sheet on your cardstock first, and then run it through with your die cut. All right, the reason to do that is then when you have your, pop those out, you can just come in here, grab a little end piece. All right, go ahead and gently pull, and check it out. That adhesive sheet peels right off the back of your intricate die cut. So nice, because then you don't have to mess with little glue dots or liquid glue, and you have just that nice already sticky piece just ready to go. So like I said, let's pop that right over here towards the left, and that's going to hide the fact that I have a little nick out of my vellum layer. Hi Deborah. Oh, so glad to have you here. Thank you. All right, so we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to do the second sprig coming off here in the opposite direction towards the lower right. So again, if you find an end, gently peel that back. The nice thing too with the adhesive sheets, some of the extra little chads, the little doodads there, will pop out and stick to your adhesive sheet, so you don't have to do quite as much poking. Okay, so we're gonna get that all set up on here. I realize it's blending in just a little bit, but when we come in with our smaller stitched circle, okay, so this was the second size for the vellum. Third size here we did for our basic white. I'm going to tuck those in my little die sleeve so I don't lose them. Okay, so let's pull in a sentiment. All right, so we've got some fun ones here with our Cheerful Daisy stamp set. I think I'm going to go with Your Friendship Means Everything. That would be a nice one here for the center of our circle. So we'll pop this out here. I'm going to use my C block. It's a nice size for that. And because I want my sentiment to stand out, I'm going to go ahead and stamp that in some Pretty Peacock ink. Okay, nice and inky right here in the center. Looks good. Okay, and then we will go ahead and just put a little bit of Stampin' Seal on the back here and pop that into the center. Okay. All right, so that kind of helps ground it. We're not done yet. Of course, we need a daisy to go with our Cheerful Daisy stamp set. So again, I had some leftover adhesive sheet because, like I said, they come in 6 by 12 pieces, so you can cut them into shapes that you need. So in this case, I trimmed 1.5 inches off the end, stuck it on some basic white cardstock, and then this was all ready to go. So I have my base, my daisy here. That was this piece. And then we've got this fun little die cut. This is really why I used the adhesive sheet, because I wanted to not have to fuss with that more intricate layer there. So let's add a little bit of color to these white daisy pieces. All right, so I'm going to bring in my chipboard. This little piece I use to kind of protect my work surface here. And let's go ahead, let's see here. Maybe we'll grab a couple of blending brushes here. Now you notice I have a couple different colors on my blending brush. What you can do with these is that you can wash them. All right, so if you go and rinse them out in the sink after you've done using them, then it might stain just a little bit, but they're going to clean the fibers so that you can use them on different colors. So let's go ahead with a little bit of Lost Lagoon. So I'm going to gently ink my blending brush, and again start off the edge, and we're going to blend just a little bit. I want it kind of subtle. I don't want it super dark. All right, so just a little bit of ink here, blending onto my daisy piece, and I'm going to do the background a little bit too. All right, just to give it a little blue, a little Lost Lagoon blue tinge there, just so it's not so stark white. Okay, and then like I said, when I'm done with this video, I'm going to take that to the sink and I will rinse that out so that it is good to go as well. Okay, so I've got these layers. I want to add just a little bit more contrast here, so I'm going to pull in my copper clay ink, which is that nice warm brown tone here that we see in the back of our designer series paper. And I'm going to see if I've got a little sponge dauber. I think that was the color. Yeah, that'll be a good one. Like I said, with the sponge daubers too, I don't have one for every single color, but I'll do one for like blues, greens, reds, browns, yellows, things like that. Things in the same kind of similar color families. And again, you can rinse those out too. So let's take our little dauber here and a little bit of copper clay ink. I'm going to daub that off because you can see this is a new ink pad. It's certainly juicy and I don't want that much ink on here. I want just enough to give me, just to kind of paint the tips here around my daisy. Just give myself a little bit of color contrast on there. Hi Carmen, how are you? So good to have you here. All right, so we have fun color combinations with our copper clay and our Lost Lagoon, and then Pretty Peacock on here too. So I'm going to take the adhesive sheet from the back here, find an end on one of these petals. Here we go. You really don't have to have, if you have trouble like not having fingernails, go ahead and use the edge of your, take your pick tool or your snips, or even just bend the paper back a little bit. That helps pull up the edge. And then we're going to layer this onto our little daisy here. Okay. And of course we need some dimensionals. So let's go ahead. Might as well use 2. Okay. All right, put our dimensionals on the back here. I'm gonna pop this up off the side, and then we're gonna finish it off with some of our new in color enamel dots. I've got some copper clay ones in here, so we'll use those. This will be perfect. Oh, good. I've got a little trio ready to go. So I'm going to use my largest one for the center of my daisy. And then we'll use our medium kind of over here on the left. And then a little small one there. So we've got our little trio. All right. So kind of fun. I never would have thought to use that kind of the copper clay, that brown color, but I love how it looks with our kind of our blue greens on here. Isn't that fun? And I love the glossy dots there. All right, let's put a insert inside of our card just a little basic white panel, 4 by 5 1/4. I actually remembered to cut a few of those this time. So we're going to stick that right in the center. All right, and then we are good to go. I was going to say, if you have a little bit of designer series paper left over, do I have, we could do a little strip down the side. All right, come in here. Let's take a little 1/2-inch piece, because it's always fun to decorate the inside as well. And I'm going to cut this down to 4 inches so that it layers onto my white panel. All right, and we'll just put a little strip down the side. You can do it however you like, but sometimes it's fun just to have a little pretty design on the inside of your card to match the outside. Hi, Kathy. Oh, so glad you popped in. All right, so what do you guys think? Is that fun? So that is one of my favorite patterns from the Fresh as a Daisy collection. All right, now let me show you my other. So we're gonna switch color gears here, and we're going to go to, oops, I just dropped my die. All right, we're gonna switch to a Bubble Bath and Moody Mauve. Okay. All right, so again, keeping things simple. On a hot, sticky day, we want easy crafting, or a little relaxing in the craft room, staying cool. So we have our 1/2 sheet of Bubble Bath here, 5 1/2 by 8 1/2. Again, go ahead and fold that. This time we're going to go portrait style. All right, and before I glue anything down, we're going to build our layers, because I'm going to use a little bit of the new Moody Mauve ribbon. All right, this is the textured ribbon. It's really pretty and it ties really nice. So I've got some of that here. All right, so for our layers, we are going to go with a 4 by 5 1/4 piece of Moody Mauve, and then a 1/4 of an inch smaller, so 3 3/4 by 5 of basic white, and then 3 3/4 by 3 3/4 square. All right, just a square of our Fresh as a Daisy designer series paper. So we're going to build these layers first, add our ribbon, and then go ahead and adhere to the card base. All right, so let's start by stamping our sentiment first. All right, because that way you've got a second chance and you can always have a do-over. So we're going to stamp our sentiment first, and I think I'm going to go with our the same thing. I love that. Your friendship means everything. So I just misted my Stampin' scrub here. Hi, Nessa. Hello, hello. I'm going to clean off the pretty peacock ink from my stamp, and that way I'm ready for some Moody Mauve. Love this new color here. So we're going to gently tap, tap. All right, go towards the upper left corner. Okay. And you'll see why I did that. I'm gonna, we'll layer our patterns, and then we're gonna do a die cut daisy to go over here on the right. Okay, so stamping looks good. Let's tape this down. All right, so adhere that onto our Moody Mauve layer. And then our square of Fresh as a Daisy. And again, I love that Stampin' Up! Does a pretty pattern on one side and then the not so pretty pattern on the other. You don't have to feel bad about coloring it. We got some wild wheat here, which is growing on me. I wasn't so sure about that color when I first saw it. But I like it, how it kind of gives that nice warm pop amongst our Moody Mauve and our Bubble Bath here. So I think wild wheat, it just needs to be tamed. All right, let's take a little bit of a layer of our ribbon here. So I'm going to lay this across the front of our card. All right, and we'll cut a little strip. This way we can tape our ends to the back, have a nice finished edge. All right, so we'll tape this. I like to put it right along that seam, and then it gives it a nice clean edge here. Okay, looks good. If you feel it's a little too bulky, you can go ahead and put a little bit more adhesive right on the ends of that ribbon, but it should be good, and that'll keep it from popping out from behind. Okay, and now we need a daisy. So we're going to pull in. This is the scrap of basic white. You can tell I did my die cutting from here. I did do pre-die cut one just to have. All right, just so you could see that here. But we're going to stamp it first. So we're going to come in and do a little two-step with our petals and our detailed image. So we're going to stamp our solid petals first. Okay, get my block here. So we're going to do that with our bubble bath. And really, you could, if you prefer to do your outline first, you can do that too. All right, it's a two-step, but there's no right or wrong to which step you do first. It's totally your preference. Okay, so go ahead and stamp the one color on there. Super fun. And then we're going to come in with our detailed stamp and our Moody Mauve. Okay, get that nice and inky. All right, and then line that up right over top. So we've got that fun two-tone color going on. And can't forget we need our flower center too. So we've got one of those. I just need a little block for this one. Okay, and let's see here. There we go, right in the center. Perfect. All right, now we can die cut that. Okay, so it'll line up just so. All right, let me see. Grab my little mini cut and emboss machine here. All right, so with our mini, got our base number 1 there, clear plate number 2. All right, looks like I need to trim off just a little bit. So let's snip off some of that scrap. Perfect. Okay, line this up on top. Oops, I was upside down when I turned it. There we go. Okay, get that where you want it. Place your second clear plate number 2, and then go ahead and give it a little crank. Okay. And then we've got perfectly die cut daisy here. Came out very nice. All right, let's clear this off. All right, now we need, again, a couple of dimensionals. And then all right, just play around with that, see how you want it on here. Fits on there so nice. And then we'll bring our in color dots back. Now you can tell Moody Mauve is like one of my favorites here. So out of my original pack here, I used up all my Moody Mauve. All right, so we'll open a new pack. Always good to have some extra embellishments on hand. You never know. All right, let's come in. We'll just do a little trio of the Moody Mauve dots. So I'm gonna, let's cover that little one right there. We'll put the largest one towards the bottom. I'm gonna go with the medium up here towards the right, and then I'll come in with the little one. And I've got just a little bit of room over here by my sentiment. Let's do that. All right, we'll do a little trio. And that way I've got room here to come in with a second piece of that Moody Mauve ribbon. Okay. And we'll just do a little knot. All right. Pull it nice and tight. All right. Get it just how you like it, and then you can trim it down. I'm gonna keep it kind of short because I don't want it to cover up my flower too much. And then to secure it a little bit, come in here with your little glue dots. Hold those tight. Use the end of your snips or your take your pick tool. Just pick a dot off of your roll, and you can gently tuck that right underneath the knot of your bow. Keeps it nice and secure and perfect right there. So what do you guys think of our fresh as a daisy, cheerful daisy collection here? Hope you guys enjoy these projects. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Drop me a comment. Let me know what your plans are for the weekend. Here in the US, Tuesday is the Independence Day holiday. So David's off work, banks, post offices, all that stuff. Everybody's off and closed. So we've got some plans for the weekend to do some work around the house, kind of make it a half work weekend, half kind of relaxing. We have not been at our pool yet because the weather has just been so terrible. So that is a goal, get that cleaned out, ready to go, hopefully take a swim. We got some pressure washing on the deck and get things picked up, kind of clean out the basement. So I'm really hoping the weather will cooperate this weekend because we've got some pretty ambitious plans. But we're going to make sure we take some time for family and probably do some barbecuing and just enjoy time on the porch. Have a little relaxing in there too. So I hope you guys have a fabulous weekend and get some time to both play and rest, be refreshed, and do a little crafting in there too. Again, take advantage of the Designer Series paper sale if you haven't already, and then be on the lookout for the exciting things that are coming in July. Again, make sure you're subscribed to my newsletter. I'll make sure the link there is in the video description. It'll be way at the bottom. Okay, so make sure you're subscribed. I actually have a free tutorial for this card here, for my Lost Lagoon Pretty Peacock card. So I will send that out here with my newsletter. I'm going to say today, in the next couple of days, okay? That will be going out. And this one is actually a sneak peek for those who ordered from me during the month of June. My Create With Us International Tutorial Bundle group, our theme was Fresh as a Daisy. So this is my card from there, a little sneak peek for you. So I hope you enjoyed those. Thank you all. Have a wonderful weekend and happy stamping. All right, take care, everybody. Bye-bye.